Good evening, darlings. It's Christmas Eve, and tonight I'm going to cook my fillet of pork wrapped in pancetta with a cider gravy. Cheers. Merry Christmas. Hello, darlings. My name is Davies, and I'm the knob by the hob. Okay, to go with the fillet of pork, I'm going to do some roast vegetables. And what I put in here are chantilly carrots, but you can put normal carrots in, parsnips, swede, celery and onion. And then I've mixed that with some olive oil, some oregano and some honey. And that we'll pop in the oven for about half an hour. Okay, so now I'm going to make my truffle mash. I always bake my potatoes before I mash them up. It makes them drier and easier to and fluffier. So I did these earlier. These are quite small little baked potatoes. If you've got larger ones, you could, I always stick a spoon through the potatoes and bake them in the oven, and it cooks much quicker. And these were smaller, so they only took about half an hour, 45 minutes. And sometimes it can take a long time. So what I do is cut open the potato and then scoop the inside out, leaving obviously the skin behind. Get as much out as you can. And what I do then, nothing goes to waste. I'm going to use these as like a little, I'll warm them up tomorrow, and with leftover vegetables, I'll make a soup, and these will be like a little garnish, a little sort of bread. You can dip those into your soup. Okay, so now I'm going to mash up the potatoes. I put a little bit of salt in, a little bit of my famous garlicky salt in. And then I put a whole one of these sticks of butter. I don't know why, I love a stick of butter. So this is really nice butter from Waitrose. This is not for anybody on a diet, but it is close to Christmas. And then I'll put in truffle butter, sorry. You can see all the truffles in there. So try and get good, got a lot of them in there. And then mash it up. And you want it really kind of almost like a puree. Hence why we're using so much butter. And the baked potatoes will just be a bit fluffier and lighter. Once you've mashed it down, I would then probably use a fork to fluff it up a little bit. But I want it really, really, so you can see, really smooth. Do a quick taste test. That's lovely. Then I'll just whisk it up a little bit more with a fork. Make sure it's pretty smooth. There you go, your truffle mash. Okay, so now I'm going to do a roux from the base of my cider and creme fraiche sauce. So a nice big knob of butter. Let that melt down a little bit. The butter's melted down now, so I'm going to add a little flour. Add a little at a time. Turn the heat down a little bit because you don't want the butter to burn. Keep adding the flour. It's just a plain flour. Wait till it gets thicker. I want it to be quite thick because there's quite a bit of liquid going in. There you can see now the roux is starting. So just a little bit more. There you have it. That's the roux. Okay, now we start building the sauce. So first of all, I just put a little bit of my garlicky salt, a little bit of pepper. Then slowly add some vegetable stock. Mix it in, add it very slowly. So I put all the stock in now and it's like a thick soup consistency. And now I'll start adding the cider in the same way, just very slowly, mixing it in. This is a really good cider, again, from my local farm shop. It came from Cambridge. We're in Cambridge at the moment, so I like to source as many products as I can locally. Oh, that's very good. 7.2% though, it's quite strong. Keep adding it. Now it's thinning out a bit, which is good. I'll probably just use half of the bottle of cider. This is 500 mils, so about 200 to 250 mils. So yeah, just as I said, half a bottle of cider. And half of the chef. I always do a taste test. Just a little bit more. Lovely. Now, I also will add some dried sage. Obviously, sage is a herb that goes really well with pork. Just a little sprinkling of sage. Now, the next is up to you. You could serve that like that, no problem at all. I'm going to spice things up a little bit. Get some apples and do it yourself. But what I do is I just use bramble apple sauce, and I'll add that, a couple of dollops of that into the sauce. Again, apple goes really well with pork. And obviously ciders are made from apple, so it's quite nice. It gives it a bit more of an appley taste. And then the other thing I put in is some chili jam. It's got a sweetness to it, but also a little bit of a kick. Again, which is nice with pork, a bit of chili. So a little teaspoon of that. Depends how spicy you want it. You could add a little more, or you could put some fresh chilies in if you wanted to. As you can see, it's still a bit thick. So what I would do is just add a little bit more water, and then that's fine. Taste-wise, it's lovely. And I've made quite a lot of this, so if there's anything left over, I'll stick this in the soup. I'll make from everything that's left over tomorrow. So that's it. That's the sauce. Now, you can add a little creme fraiche or a little double cream. I'm just going to taste it actually and see where I feel it needs that, because it's quite a nice. I'm actually going to put a little bit of creme fraiche in. As I said, I'm not one for less is more, more is more. So there you go. My cider, creme fraiche, and apple sauce. So now on to the pork. Drop of champagne first. So first of all, I rub the pork in my garlicky salt. I should be buying shares in this company. So massage that in. A little bit of pepper as well. And then I'm going to wrap it in the pancetta. Mr. Jamie Oliver has a very naff way of doing this with greaseproof paper, but I didn't have any here today. So I'm just going to do it freehand. kind of overlap it a little. The fillet of pork is Tesco's finest, and they were about £5, less than £6 anyway, each. That could serve 4 people. This is pancetta. You can use various different meats, some streaky bacon even, which is probably a bit cheaper than what I'm using here. Just as good. That's done. Put them in the oven-proof dish. Keep one back for the dogs. And then tuck some sage in, and I'll put a little bit more in towards the end. It looks nice as well on the plate. Give it that little chef look. So now I'll stick this in the oven for about 30 minutes. So today I'm going to make a quick soup from the leftovers from my pork and cider dish. So these are the leftover honey roasted vegetables. Just stick them in a blender. So there was heritage carrots, parsnips, a swede, celery and onion. The celery and onion particularly makes really good soup. So scrape that all in, put that in there. There we go. Then I use these canoe, apparently that's how you pronounce it, stock cubes. Even like be told. Put that in so it's not too thick. And then whiz it up. If it's a bit thick, because obviously root vegetables are quite glutinous, just add a little bit more hot water. Thin it out a bit. That's probably enough for me. So to heat it through properly, I'll empty that out into a big pan, and then I'll use up creme fraiche that was left over. I'd even put in, if you had any gravy left over from the pork cider gravy, the creme fraiche cider gravy, you can pour that in and just heat that through. I'd add a little more creme fraiche. As I said, depends how thick you like your soup. If you think you're still looking quite thick because of the root vegetable, add some more hot water. That's what I'm going to do. There you go, that looks much better now. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, just add a little bit of extra flavour, and just warm that through. Also left over from the dinner last night was the skins of the jacket potatoes. As you know, I use the inside of the potato to make my mash. So I always use these up to as like a dip-in thing with the soup the next day. So I just add a little bit creme fraiche on the top, make it look a little bit chefy, and sprinkle in more of herbs. And there you have it, the roast vegetable soup with potato skin dippers.